It's a beautiful good evening from the Royal Kingdom of Norway in Scandinavia in the Northern Hemisphere. A beautiful, beautiful good evening Friday. Let me say welcome to another edition of the program, The Bottom Line. On this program, we do discuss issues about Liberia and we discuss from top to bottom. We give our views. We are not wrong, we are not right, but we just discuss and give our views as to how we feel about the events. With me tonight is a house full of panelists, as usual. Mr. Jamel Kamara is here from Manchester City in the UK, and Paul the Lord Chirkley is also here from London, the capital of Great Britain. And of course, as I said, I'm from Scandinavia, Norway, in a little mountainous city of Fagernes, where snow never disappoints us. And if God willing, we're going to have another guest panelist coming also from Norway. And so sit tight and be with us. And guys, let me say welcome to you guys.
Well, Linford, thank you. It's good to be back here. Good evening from my end to you and Jamal. It's good to be back and it's good to see you guys again. And yeah, how are you? How's the week been?
I'm fine. And you see, don't talk about football because Jamal know that you wanted to talk about football, he ran away. By the way, I haven't followed the game. So how is the table? Because saying we are Arsenal is at the top of the table, all other commentaries will come under the table. You see, so we are at
Uh,
the top of the table. Everybody else comes under the table. Tell me, Paul, where are we?
we are 4 points clear at the table there,
Hey,
and
man,
everyone keep chasing us.
this is too
But
much. Four
yeah,
points.
the thing is, we just unstoppable now.
I tell you.
We're playing one of our bitter rival on Sunday. We're playing Tottenham. So and
We are Tottenham
also
Hotspurs.
yeah, City
Yeah.
and United. They both team playing on Saturday. But we're looking good, and the team is full of a lot of young kids. They are just good enough to just turn the team over. I mean, the record is there. They want to do something
Wait. You,
amazing.
they
So
both wait. Let's be fair. Here. They both of you from the UK. What do you think about Manchester?
Manchester City or Manchester United,
The team, Manchester United.
they're trying. They're catching up. They stay behind Arsenal and other things. They're catching up. They're trying their best to catch us.
Yeah.
They're trying to catch Man City. So they're just there. It's one of those teams you can't, they're just there, you know.
Oh,
It's like
they are
you
there.
enter
Yeah,
the
they are
house, you
there.
just see your old graduation picture on the wall and trying to catch it. They're just there. So they try. Yeah.
Hey man, they were so sorrowful. They just there. But on a serious note, Paul, do you think there will be any shift in that table? I mean, the way the table looking now, you think somebody will come and catch up with us? What do you think?
That's football. So it's the Premier League is very interesting. It's up and down. So today you okay, the next day somebody come and pass by you. Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, that I think that's fair enough. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the bottom line. We are just trying to get set and waiting for the rest of our panelists to come on. Tonight we'll be discussing some interesting issues about Liberia. So we ask you to please share the video, share to your contacts, share in your Facebook page, and invite your personal friends to come on so that we will discuss. And we the panelists also need to share the show. Let's bring in our sister, the wounded lady, on the show tonight, Sis Dolly Nelson, and she's also from Norway. So you see, the equation is balanced tonight. Two from England, two from Norway. We equal, no pattern.
oh
The only
wow.
thing, yeah, the only thing about the Scandinavian team is that it's one man, one woman. So, but again, in the Scandinavia, we believe in I can lead Castelli. Explain it to them, Dolly.
Hvilke stilling? Jo da.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Castelli. So we are equal.
I say, good evening, Sis Dolly. It's good to see you on Butterland. And before you start,
For
I let you
thank
guys speak in this
you. I
beautiful
know,
European
right?
language. Can you guys speak global or manner or crown on this program? Let's hear the instead of speaking European language. What's wrong with you? Ikiri, ikiri, what's that?
I mean, you see, we want to develop Liberia from all angles. It'll be interesting. Sometimes I sit down and think about these things. It'll be interesting. Bring every one of us from the various parts of the world to Liberia. You'll see people speaking Chinese, all kinds of funny things. It will be more than the tower,
We
the
have
city of
learned a
Babylon.
lot of
Why?
languages. We have
Yeah,
learned
I
a lot
agree.
of languages, especially we who live in Europe. I mean,
Hmm.
Liberians that live in Europe have learned a lot of languages, unlike you guys that live in Great Britain. But for the bulk of the Liberians that live in Europe, is all language. And to survive, to work, to merge with society, to get to know how life is, you have to speak the language. And so
Hmm.
you have to, and then when it become your daily use, it become like part of you,
yeah,
you know.
And when I first came to Norway way back, we used, the black boys we met there had a joke. They used to say, "My man, if you can speak the language, you're not gonna get from." So we say, "Oh, but then, and I say we gotta learn it fast." Yeah,
Oh.
and because the Norwegian they do speak English too, but when you start speaking English, then it's like okay, you're on your own, and they will not be too flexible. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. My name is Linford Goa, and the rest of our panelists, Madam Dolly Nelson, Mr. Paul the Lord Tripley, and Jamar Kamara. We all make up the team tonight, and we're going to be having some fantastic discussions. And I can promise you that tonight's discussion will be heated for the fact that we may not even agree on some of what we will be talking. We the panelists, we may have different views, and that's what makes the show very very interesting. And so let me say welcome to you. And for those of you joining us, please share the video so that we all can be part of the show. Okay, guys. Having welcomed you guys and knowing full well that we're here for business, let's get the ball rolling. Uh, you know, Liberia is the only country we have, and Liberia is in a state of turmoil. Liberia, some people say it's going down the gutters. Some people say all hopes are almost lost. And some believe that we can still come back. We can still make a big comeback. We can make that big U-turn that everybody expects us to make. But how do we make it? And where are we? How far have we gone from being who we're supposed to be? Those are very big questions that we all need to answer. But there's some things that do happen in Liberia, and then we kind of wonder how to fix these things. Uh, of late, since the administration of President George Manuel Weah, there have been some strange things happening. Corruption, one of them, but it's not very strange in Liberia because we remember 13 government officials were executed reportedly for corruption, and then succeeding governments, in fact, the federal government that executed them, they also practice corruption. And then we, 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 we've been having several issues. And since this government of President George Manuel Weah took over, there are no exception. All of the problems that we've experienced in the past, we've had them, or we are still continuing to have them. And then we even having new problems. And one of the things that I personally have been wondering about, and I guess all of you uh, panelists have been wondering about, is this abrupt allocation of money in the Liberian government's budget for the first lady of Liberia, meaning the wife of President George Manuel Weah. And this is something that I don't know. You guys can correct me. Um, um, I'm not a historian on Liberia, but this is something that I know has not happened in the past. At least I heard about two or three presidents whose wives did not have any amount of money in the budget, at least that they probably did not know about. Uh, Madam Victoria Tobert, the wife of late President William R. Tobert, I don't think she had a budget under the Liberian government. Then King Samuel Doe, Nancy Doe, I don't believe, I did not hear that she had any money in the budget for whatever reason. Taylor King, I don't know if Joe Howard ever had any money in the budget. And then Ellen Johnson King, Ellen was a woman, or is a woman. So I don't think, and she's her husband is demised, but I don't think if the husband was living, he would have had the first gentleman would have had any money in the budget. Then now King President George Weah, and probably under President George Weah, this change took place. So it was very dramatic, as I would describe it, and that we saw that this first lady Claire Weah uh, have 1.5 million every year in the Liberian government's budget. Isn't that a huge amount, gentlemen? And first to discuss, isn't that a huge amount for a first lady? And if we all agree it's a huge amount, it can do significantly important things for the people of Liberia. Uh, is it necessary to have a first lady to have that amount of money in the budget? And and what are the Liberian people benefiting from such money that was allocated to the first lady? This is just a wild card question that I'm throwing out so that we all can give our various input. Now, remember that your answer or your views on this issue is not correct or it's not wrong. It's just how you feel about it. Whether you think it's correct, is the right thing to do, or if the Liberian people are benefiting from it. So we can all give our views. I don't know. Since Dolly saying you are the only lady here, and you could become one first lady one day. We don't know. So, if you are first lady, we want to have this 1.5 million
Let
dollar
me
rolling in our government budget.
let me just say something here. Let's go back because you see, most
Mm-hmm.
time when people talk about Liberia, they talk from President Samuel Kayendo. But let's
Mm-hmm.
go back to 1847.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back from the time we became an independent nation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look into our history of all
Mm-hmm.
previous first ladies. I stand in correction. There is no one that received money, taxpayer money, the country resources money for her because she's not employed by the people of Liberia. Her husband is employed. She can support him. She can create whatever she wants to do, but not own the people of Liberia or the country resources money. So that is out of the question. Now, two, let's ask ourselves, our, do the people of Liberia know how many Liberians know this one receive that amount every year? Very few might know because the very few who listen and try to dig into Liberian politics. As you know, our situation back in Liberia, our people are not educated. They cannot read, they cannot write, they cannot comprehend. It's not the fault, it's the fault of the nation. So, what have we done or what can we do to educate our people about what is going on? Because 1.5 million of the country resources that go to a woman who happens to be the wife of the president. One is wrong, two is against the law, three is corruption in broad daylight. So it can never happen. It should never happen. And it should not have even passed the House. It should not have even passed the House of Representatives or the House of the Senate. The Senate. It should have happened. But then again, our problem in Liberia is that House, the Senate and Representative. They are the ones destroying that country. So no is wrong. No, and then secondly, she has not been audited. For the last 5 years, she has received 1.5 million for the last 5 years. Has anybody audited to find out what has she been doing with this amount of money? No.
Okay, you talk
It
about
is
audit.
wrong.
Yeah, you talk about audit. We'll come there and we'll put up a picture. And some people, I will argue about the audit, and other people will argue. But Paul, let's get a view because the broad question right now here is as to whether uh, it is necessary for the first lady of Liberia to get that
It's
money
wrong.
in the
It's
budget.
wrong.
And then, and if it's right or wrong, are the Liberian people, or as it stands now, that she's receiving it, even though we know it's wrong, it's against the law, but she's receiving it. Are the Liberian people benefiting? So should.
Ah,
Can I,
thank you.
sorry, Paul, before you come, Paul, before, can I say it before you come? I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Now, let me
Yeah.
answer that question. I forgot to answer that. No, they are not benefiting. Liberians are not benefiting from anything because for the last 5 years, I'm yet to see one Christmas party for the children of Liberia. I yet to see one daycare for children of Liberia. I yet to see one primary school, one elementary school. I yet to see any vocational training center. I'm yet to see any a recreation center. I yet to see anything that's going to benefit the children or the people of Liberia. So no.
Okay, Paul, give your take.
I think I will flow with $6 here. There's no one have benefited from that 1.5 million that she get every year in the budget. Because if you receive 1.5 million a year, you're supposed to do something to show in that year this is what you did with that money. Nothing have not been done. So in a nutshell, this woman is just drawing money that there's no accountability of that amount that is given to her. And everyone in the even the bar legislatures that we have, they all muted on this. It's just wrong. If she was doing something with that money every year, say, look, this money my office received, this is what we did. We built a little playground for children. All of this money, we did X, Y, Z every year. But it's not the case. So why auditing haven't been done? Something just not right. You see? And we know the government, they are the king of corruption. They are corruption king Kongs. So where that money gone? And remember too, the president have huge amount of money in his budget, adding 1.5 million to his wealth. Think about it. They haven't been audited. And every
Okay,
year should be an audit. Even the president should be audited every year.
okay. You talk about audit, and so I want you to put that picture up of the cloud we are hope village, and let's start from there.
So you want to know when she started the foundation to start with
Yeah,
before putting picture up?
yeah, okay, yeah. I think it's necessary for the Liberian people to know when she started having a foundation and how many times, how many years she had received this amount of money in the fiscal budget that we're talking about, and what have she done. So
Right.
just show us
So
that.
I'll put this on link for you can take us through. Remember,
Okay.
the president took office in 2018,
Mhm.
January 2018, and this woman foundation came to be. Let me roll this.
Okay, just before I take us through or read this thing, let's welcome a couple of people here. Sis Chadela Chilople, Rita Menon, our own panelist, she's off today from the show. And Josiah Ware, he said he's watching all the way from Kansas City, Nima County, and Josiah will say welcome. If this is your first time on the show, welcome. And please share the video to your friends, invite your friends to watch it. And Marie Massacre, she's also one of the panelists here, but she's off also tonight. And so let us say welcome to all of you. Okay, now we're discussing the First Lady Claudia's $1.5 million in the Liberian government's budget. The question that we're asking is whether Liberian people are benefiting from it or whether, in fact, it is necessary for her as First Lady, who did not run on any ticket. She was not elected. She was not employed by the government to get that amount of money. Okay, but let's see. Cloud Hope Foundation, Ambassador Cloud Weir, is the founder of Cloud Hope Foundation, established in February 2018. Um, the foundation's goal is to create an equitable society in Liberia where women and children are healthy, educated, and fully empowered to have a prosperous life. On June 18, 2019, she commenced the construction of the City of Hope, a multi-purpose complex composed of the following: administration, schools, academic and vocational training, um, dormitories, bungalows, sports complex, gymnasium, clinic, staff quarter, and amphi what is that?
Farm,
Amphitheater farm.
farm, yeah.
Okay, now Paul, if you keep that thing up a little bit, because there are
Okay.
certain elements there that I want us to look at. Okay, yeah. Now, one of the questions we ask is, how long she has been receiving this $1.5 million in the government project? And this project was established in 2018, the very year her husband ascended to power, right?
Right.
Elections was 2017, October, and then 2018, January, President Wiato, and then 2018, February. It's about, okay, let's count,
A
figure
month.
1 month.
2019, yeah,
1
2019,
month after we had took over.
uh-huh. Let's count how many years now: 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, coming 2023, 5 years now. Just a couple of days away, it will be 5 years. Now, the question is, has she been receiving money for this? Has she been in the budget all these years?
For the past 5 years, she been in the budget.
Okay. And then it will go down the line, looking at the elements in this project. They're talking about the construction started when in June 2019.
19. Yeah.
So that means she received the first money in 2018. The money was already on hand before the construction started, right? 1 year after the establishment of the project. Then we look at the components. They're supposed to have the administration's quarter. Then they're supposed to have the schools, and that includes the academic and the vocational training center. Then dormitories, bungalows, sport complex, gymnasium, clinic, staff quarter, and amphitheater. Now, are these structures up? That's the next question that we want to look at. Are these structures up? Yes. The structures are up.
No, can I?
It says that they come in.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can come in.
I'm sorry when you say yes, it's up. No, it's not up. Because the first picture of this came out about a week or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
So for the last 5 years, there haven't been anything. We have been asking, we have been demanding, and there haven't been anything. Out of the blues, about a week ago, a few days ago, it surfaced on Facebook.
Yeah, that's why, and that's the reason why I said yes. The structures are up, because we cannot say they are not up. They are up, but when it was built, it's another
So
question. But they are up.
you telling me after receiving 1.5 million, a total of 7.5 million, you still
in 5
cannot
years.
complete a simple
What?
thing that look like anything that even any one of us can design, put up together ourselves? When
Yes,
people are completing
that's a good question. That's a good question. But then
skyscrapers in 12 months, and
Yeah.
then
that's a good question. But the fact remains that the structure is already up, because they can point to it. But the question is whether it has been functional, and when did it come to
this picture
reality?
is not finished. These are picture of something that is under construction.
Well,
It's
I'm just
not
getting to
finished.
know.
It's under
I'm just getting to
construction.
know.
No one has gone there. Not even a child has gone there. If you read what it says, it's under construction. It's not finished.
Okay, so what? I don't know. I don't know how to go because I don't want to play the devil's advocate. But the fact here is that Madam First Lady has received this money over 5 years.
Yeah.
Then how the money have been used is the question. But then she comes out all of a blue with some structured picture, and so we cannot already deny that the structure is not there, but whether it's functional. So those are questions that I want us to look at.
So
I'm going to really argue with you on this part, and I really need to go down to
Yeah.
the
Of
bottom.
course.
You
All
let,
right.
I'm really going to go down to the nitty gritty with you on this, because as simple as people who watching this can understand.
Mhm.
You live here in your Norway, in a
Right.
developed country.
Right.
You know, for all the years you live here, we have changed president. This is the third president since I came to Norway. This is the third president since I came to Norway. Be a woman, be a man. The wives are not into
Oh, yeah, yeah,
our
yeah.
business.
I came
No,
when this guy, Shea Ingereke, was here, and then after him was
Jan Stoltenberg
Jan Stoltenberg, and after Stoltenberg, then this
is
lady.
what's her name? Ellen Solberg,
So yeah, and
Anna
that's so
Solberg.
bad. And
And
then
now
we
is
have
Jonas.
this.
Now is Jonas now.
Yeah, it's fine
So
now.
for me, I've been here when I came. There was Jan Stoltenberg when I came before he came
Mhm.
to um, Anna Solberg, and now is Jonas. But at the end of the day, you know, if you this woman foundation, she never had a foundation. In fact, she never had a foundation. So it was
Mhm.
created the month after her husband became president when they enforced that 1.5 into our annual budget. So she did not build that center that you have listed so many things for 5 years. It's the year into election
Thank you.
year. Then this structure, these pictures came out. Now, what I would say is people should go down there and see this structure for what I have seen is just like a picture to me. It's like a picture, I can take a picture that is droned. That's what it looked like to me. So maybe it's real. But you can tell me after receiving 7.5 million US dollars from the Liberian people, you are yet to complete a center. Your husband completed the,
The football page.
the park, he
Mm-hmm.
says. He completed the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Why you have not completed yours yet? So it's not there. So I don't want you to say it's there because no one from Liberia is benefiting from that. If someone had gone and said, oh yeah, I went there, or there's a child daycare there, or I got a job there, or I went there. I mean, no one in Liberia can say I have benefited from this. So for you to sit here and say it's there, Linford, I'm going to have a problem with you.
Well, says I seem to agree with you on this. It's political season now, so things are surfacing because of the election year. We know that hospital was just dedicated in Bapolo because it's election year. We know that football pitch will be dedicated on PHP because it's election year. We know all that. But if there's someone been getting that huge amount every year, how long it took the president to build out Invisible Park? It just took few, I think, less than 3 months. It was completed. So you're getting $1.5 million. Why now something have not been planted with that money, and there haven't been any? They haven't audited her on this issue. That's a huge amount. So Linford, I see with his daughter where she going, and this is election year, so people will come out and say, "Oh, they want to build a center." So yeah, let's give this guy, the corrupt people, another chance. This is the whole thing. So Jamal, I know you
Oh yeah,
might have
yeah. Let's hear
something.
from Chima. Chima, the biggest question right here is it necessary that the first leader of Liberia will get this huge amount in our budget for over 5 years now? And then, if it is necessary, are the Liberian people benefiting? And if it is not necessary, what should be done?
He
You
muted.
are muted, Chima. Please unmute yourself.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I mean, for me, I understand that when you are first lady, the office of the first lady is the office of humanitarian and the office of philanthropist. So, getting the money is another question. I think she has the right to come up with projects. That's a support.
Another
She
woman.
can get a project as she wants. Now, the question is if the government of Liberia should allocate that fund to her. That's a question that has to do with the government of the day. That's my point here. The government of the day has agreed to give the office of the first lady $1.5 million every year to carry out humanitarian projects. Now, then it becomes the duty of the government for the office of first lady to give account of the money given. And now, subsequent presidents' wives should also be, eligible for that money.
But
social money.
this is not law.
No, but this is
So
not a law. It could be enacting into a law. It could be enacting into a law
yeah,
because
but
if
as of now, I'm saying it is not enacted into law. It's
that's what I'm
illegal.
saying. It could be enacting into a law if they want to. The question is, what has she done? I agree. What has she done with the money? That's my point. We'll raise the issue. What has she done with the money? But she has. She's a Liberian, and she's a wife of the president. She can carry
She's
on the
not a
military
Liberian.
project.
She's a
Correction.
what?
No,
She's not
no,
a
she's a
She's
Liberian.
not. She's
Liberian.
a what?
She's a Liberian.
What about
Once
Liberian?
she married to the president of Liberia, she's a Liberian.
No, but she have. Look,
What
Jema. No, no,
this
that's
is,
a
we
different
should not
topic.
care that question. She's a Liberian by right. Constitutionally, she's a Liberian because she's married to a Liberian.
By default.
Yeah, but this is it. We shouldn't dispute this. She's a Liberian by default because she married to a Liberian. This is what the constitution is. It? Do you
No,
want to dispute this?
no, we can dispute that. No,
Okay, we'll go into that. She's a
No.
Liberian because she's married to a Liberian.
she's not a Liberian. She married to a Liberian, but she's not a
Well,
Liberian.
Okay, guys. This is
okay,
another topic for another
we'll go
time.
to another discussion on that later
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
On the
but
discussion
No,
of
no.
that.
We have
the
to
thing we're trying to
rectify
find
it
out here
because
is
this is leading the people. No, no, no. We have to rectify it. This is
No, you have to
wrong.
make
It's
a comment.
wrong
You're
on
not making a
every level. It's
recommendation here.
wrong.
You have to make a comment
It's,
on this.
no,
Sis
no,
Dolly.
no,
The thing
no.
is this.
Let's
Let me
rectify
have
it.
my minute. Can
This
I
is
have my
how
minute?
news get out there,
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Levo.
and people run with these news.
Sis Dolly, let's
Levo,
put
can I
that
have
in.
a minute?
On this
Okay,
platform,
yeah, you got
and
your
this
2 minutes. You
is
got your two
right.
Okay,
minutes.
listen. The thing is the woman, the first lady has a right to have a foundation, and she has a right to carry her humanitarian project as she wants. Now the question is the money given to the first lady. That's the decision of the president of the day, right? I'm sorry, the government of the day. The government of the day has agreed to give her $1.5 million every year to carry on humanitarian projects. Now the question is, what has she done with the money? Now she's accountable to the government of Liberia to give account of the 1.5 million that she used. So that's what the issue is. That's what I have a problem with. What has she done with the 1.5 million every year she has received from the government? But the thing is to say that why she shouldn't get the money, I don't think she should. If the government can give her the money, why she can't get? She can have the money and make use of it. If the money is to the benefit of Liberian, yes, so be it. That's my point on this, Linford and ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, Paul,
Yeah.
the,
First of all,
the constitutionality of the money itself, because every budget line, when the executive prepares a budget, is submitted to the House, and the House will scrutinize it and approve every budget line, everything in the budget. Now, then when the House approves the budget, before it is sent back to the executive through the finance ministry to begin disbursement. Now, but my question here is, since this is not constitutional, meaning that it's not approved, and the government of the day decided to still give this lady the money, does that make it wrong? So who do we blame here?
well, you blame the government.
There are three branches though.
Yeah, they still are it's the government. There are three branches of the government. You remember that same legislature that they will send bill there. Some of them not even read the bill that's sent and they pass it. It's common thing that they do. So you remember this particular 50, how to call it 54th legislature, they actually in the pocket of the executive. So we all know that it been said over that budget goes there. They don't even read it. The next day they pass it. So yes, it's not law. Well, she's doing the work. Her office is getting money, which is the government decided at the end of the day. But why 5 years on, nothing having been done with that money? Where is it gone? And that's my issue.
Paul, I think that's the point that we should be arguing here. What has she done with the money? But whether she started with the money, I think I do agree she should be given the money if the government agreed to do it. That's the decision of the government to give her the money. So she should. Well, what has she done so far? She should be accountable for the money she's been receiving over the years. That's the question we should be asking.
That's the question. Where's the money? Five, one point. Remember, she have 1.5 million in her budget. The president gave her 3 million, 3 plus in his budget. So the two of them combined, that is a huge money, and there's no accountability. Where's that money going? And this is the thing we Liberians need to know. Now, election year coming, we'll see some sort of structure comes up. Oh, they're doing well. But for 5
You see,
years, 7 million?
Yes,
That's a
okay, I
lot of
want to make
money.
correction. You guys were making some constitutional mistake right here. I told you, Claria is Liberian. I think you go back to your very constitution, Paul and Sis Dolly. The very constitution of Liberia says the acquisition of Liberian citizenship by marriage. Any person who otherwise qualify under Article 27B of the Constitution of Liberia to be citizen of Liberia, marries a Liberian citizen, shall be eligible to become a citizen of Liberia by virtue of such marriage. So, do you want to dispute that?
You have to go to court and declare that. Have
No,
you
no,
done
no, no.
that?
That's the Constitution. Why you can't declare one? The Constitution say that.
That's a constitution that even you born your
Paul,
children.
Paul,
Listen, now it's the same constitution that say when you have a child, the child have to reach the age of
so
18. Listen,
don't
now
go
let's
that
go.
low. Okay, go on.
Yeah. In Liberia law, we know that she's American and she's Jamaican.
And she's a Liberian, please.
And so she also a Liberian. So she carried three nationality.
Now you agree she's a Liberian. That's the
No,
point.
so you that was asking. So
Okay,
she
yeah,
carried
yeah,
three
but
nationality.
like I said, the nationality clause or the nationality issue of pastor.
Okay.
Let me say
Give
something
Sister
here.
some
And
chance.
this is
Yeah,
why
go on,
this is
sis.
why sometimes this is the problem we have in our community. We go around, we sit on platform and just spill out false news narrative. People just run with it. Now, we are sitting on this platform, it's ASC platform. This is election year. So somebody sits here and tell the people who are watching us, Claudia is laughing because she's married to George Ria. When you sit in Great Britain, and you married to a white British woman, whoever it is, you are not a British citizen. So is the law of life. Whether you married to him or her or not, that does not make you a citizen of the country. No, you are not.
Okay,
You
can you
entitled to
hold
have
us for?
legal residence.
Ma, can you read that piece of? Can
I
you read?
want to make clarification to Sis Dolly.
Yeah, can you read that? Can you read that part?
Because Sis Dolly, Jamal did not make this up. And whether it's ANC platform, we need to be honest to ourselves here. We are all Liberian here. It's beyond. This is not about about parties politics. It's about being honest to yourself. I'm 125% ANC supporter. When it comes to be honest, let's be honest here. Clearly, I will read that portion the Constitution says. Acquisition of Liberian citizenship by marriage and any person who otherwise qualify under the Article 27B of the Constitution to be citizen of Liberia, marries a Liberian citizen, shall be eligible to become a citizen of Liberia by virtue of such marriage. So why I'm not making anything up. I'm
You
just
just
quoting the
said
Constitution.
qualified. So
Oh,
you
of
go through
course.
a procedure.
Not,
You go through a whole process.
yeah, but she's a Liberian by default.
No,
But she
she's
married the church
not.
where?
But the
No,
last
she's not
sentence over
Liberian.
there said she will be qualified. So it means she had to go to court,
Did
declare
you
for
understand? Did
So
you
she
understand
had to
what
go through
Article 27?
procedures.
Well, do you understand what Article 27B says?
read.
We need to understand
Um,
the
um,
Constitution
um,
a little bit.
um, 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 Jamal,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to understand that the country you are reading, it tells you
Mm-hmm.
married, you have to be qualified. That means you have to go through the procedure. It doesn't make you automatically Liberian citizen because you
And
married to
she's
one
not
Liberian
qualified
or
to
one
be a.
Liberian woman.
She's not
So it's
qualified.
that. So I'm not
She's not.
going to argue that with you because
Okay,
honestly,
but like I said, that's gonna be another discussion for another day if we want to. But
Okay.
let's forget about her. The fact that she's receiving money from our Liberian resources is what concerns us now. Okay, whether she's I mean, like Paul said, I think it's a court that will decide. She got to go and declare and say, "Well, I'm all like," because for those of us, like for example, those of us who came to other country, if they confirm, if they give you this citizenship, they want you to go to the court to go swear. So the same way, if you want to denounce it, you can tell them no. You can say, "Well, I don't want to be anymore." You see, so if the constitution differ, though, there are different constitutions in the world. So if I am married to a Norwegian, that does not automatically make me a Norwegian. In fact, if I came to this country and married to a Norwegian, the fact that I met her here and I don't have paper, they will send me back to my country for 3 years. And within the 3 years, we got to be visiting each other. After 3 years, before she can apply for me, okay, before I can be qualified to even come.
Yeah, but,
So
leave for you. Sorry for interrupting. We're looking
yeah,
at Liberia a
yeah, no,
specific case.
and that's
This
why I
is not.
said the constitutions are different.
Yeah. So what we're doing here, this is argument. Like what $6 is saying to me, that I'm sitting here. I mean, this is not being emotional, then taking personal. I'm just not making anything up here. What I'm trying to let her know is that the very constitution we're all looking up to, that guards or as Liberian, is good. You can go and qualify whether in court or not, but we need to understand the constitution before we come with the argument. That's not the point here. The argument is not whether she's citizen or not. The argument is the money given to the first lady. The $1.5 million given to the first lady, is she qualified for it? Or if she's not qualified, why should he give her? Who is giving her the money? I think that's the argument.
Yeah, and we try to find out
And
Yeah,
that's
how
the
can it become
argument.
constitutional.
that's the
So
point.
that
And now,
we try to see.
and then I also don't support to say why is that she shouldn't receive it, because she's the office of the first lady. The government of the day decided that they should give her the money, but now
Yeah,
the use of the money, that's the point where I'm stressing on. The cheap popular use of money according to what she for the intended purpose. That's the point.
and
That's
and again, there are several components that we got to really look at.
but
Besides that,
So let
we
me
get,
go
we
back,
get
Linford,
yeah.
let me go back there because there are few things in this that she's supposed to use the money for. In that
Mhm.
of the foundation where she funded it for, if you look at it at the bottom, they qualify, everything is listed there, what she's supposed to do with that money.
Yeah, but that's what I asked. I mean, that's what I said. The structures that she put up are there. But the question is, when she realized this, I mean, or when did it come to fruition? When was this structure completed? After 5 years. And like you rightly said, elections are coming. And so they'll do some quick fix,
Because the
projects.
structure are not completed. They are
Okay.
not
Well,
completed.
I don't have that much information on that too.
Go back
For me, I
and
let me
read
be very
the
factual.
or go
Then the
back and
second
read
thing
the thing I
again,
sent you.
yeah, the second thing I
Go
want to
back and read
also
the thing I
really
sent
based
you.
on is the
It's not
the
completed.
constitutional part of this thing, the legal part of it, the legal ramifications that Jima used a word. Jima said the government of the day decided to give Clavia the money, even though it's not in the budget. But the question is, so if Mr. Cummings becomes president tomorrow, will it be discretionary for him to say, okay, I'm going to give my wife some money in the budget, or should it be constitutional that succeeding governments, since we have not agreed that we can give the first lady money, should we make it constitutional? That is, make it a law I mean, approved by the legislature that all other succeeding presidents' wives will get money in the budget for whatever purpose they want to. These are some of the things that we should be asking the Liberian people to give their views on, or educating the Liberian people on, because it shouldn't be like, okay, we are in there, we are saying, okay, my wife needs to do some project, you give her 1.5 million. Then Linford get it, Linford say, okay, my wife needs to do project, you give her 10 million. No. Let it be a law that every president's wife will get what? 1.5 million or less or more. So once it is enacted into law, then we know it's part of our law. It shouldn't be discretionary. That's my own concern here.
Okay,
granted.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this thing in colloquial. So
Yeah.
whosoever listening in Liberia,
Mhm.
I'm going to time my tongue.
Try your best.
My woman, my papi, my sister, brother, children in Liberia.
Your uncle.
No personal wealth supposed to take our country money. No personal wealth. Because we employ her. She ain't working for us. No personal wealth. That money what they giving her, they can pay one school in village for you, cleaning your village for you, your children to go to. It can open road for you. It can get you water. Let me tell you something. The thing what you're doing like every day, you're talking about where time over a pass, it finish long time, where time finish long time, nowhere again. You supposed to come inside your house, you open the pump, the water come inside, you take bath, you drink water. So 1.5 million US dollar, you do it 6 times. We're talking that $8 million you're talking about that. So they're not small money. They're not small money. They're not small money. So don't let anybody tell you say that good thing. They're not good thing. That thing will tell you say must send a talk for you must send a talk for eating. It's not good. It's wrong. Now all the year now not be from 2018, then now, she didn't show you nothing. Do nothing.
You're breaking up,
Then
Sister Lee.
the one I pay her. A picture you will see, anyone sitting over here in your town, in your city. But then maybe it's from you people.
Yeah.
Am I still breaking?
No, you're good.
You're good now. Okay. So
Am I still
No,
breaking?
no, you're good, Sister Lee. You're
you're
good.
good, you're
Okay.
good.
So, Linfa,
Yeah.
the thing we're talking about, the woman
Mm.
is actually not employed. Not so if I'm become so health director tomorrow, my wife should be getting budget because I'm health director or I become city mayor. She's not employed. I mean, the thing is just wrong. She's not supposed to receive a dime. It's just wrong. She's not employed by the Liberian. Her husband is getting budget from the government because from the people because he was employed. Not her. It's wrong. It's wrong. Whether she became Liberian today or tomorrow, it's just wrong. And that's my
Okay.
view.
So then we come to we come to the grand question. Since
Can
it
I
is
just say
wrong.
something? Just one more thing. I beg you. One more thing. I beg you. I'm gonna go back to my local at my people there in Liberia. You see, we who saying what in country here? Mr. Paul, he's still in Great Britain. Jeremiah is in Great Britain. Me are in Norway. Linford is in Norway. No president left. The people got the money. What country doing so well that we see we can't look for better life in the poor country. We can come here, we can work, we can buy our own houses, we can live in good, looking good. They didn't give it them wealth, they didn't taking money from the country resources. They ain't taking money from there, yeah. So nobody can tell you say they doing it nowhere, in that way, it wrong. I feel my own.
Okay.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I understand where Dolly and Paul coming from. The question that we say now to you, this is going to 6 years since George Weah became president. And nobody's making noise over the money Claire Weah is receiving. Nobody's making nobody demonstrating the cutting salary, the harmonizing people's salary, and nothing happened. So tell me, the legislators and the House of Representatives, what are they doing? The question, that's what I'm asking today. The question is that Joy Weah's wife receiving money, it's not being questioned. And we sitting today saying that, well, nobody should receive it. So it should be even questioned. They should demonstrate. They have gone to the House of Representatives and demonstrate, or to the legislation and demonstrate that why should they give the money to them when our salary is being cut? Librarians today, 6 months, they have not received salary. And they're giving her 1.5 million every year. That's where my point is.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point. That's my question.
And this is where we're driving at. This is why we try to drive at to see, because the fact that it's not even in the law that first lady should receive money is wrong. Okay, it shouldn't happen. And then secondly, like you mentioned, they go around harmonizing people's salary, but they never cut down this 1.5 million.
No,
It means constant.
So this is where we should be taking the very legislature to task with the issue of why should you agree to give this 1.5 million to the lady to carry on a project, which she should have gone around and solicit for on her own if she has to do humanitarian project. That's what my question.
Let display the telephone number. There our viewer call in and have an input on this because it's just wrong. It's wrong.
For you viewers, if you want to make your comment, you get your input, please, you can call these numbers. They are WhatsApp numbers, so you don't need to worry. The numbers are rolling at the bottom of your screen. But amidst all of these mismanagement that we see in our country, there is one man who is in a race, and people are jittering. Just making 2017 for the first time.
Linfa, before you dive into that, I think there's some comments there from the viewer regarding this subject on this free money Claire Weah is getting, free money that she's living on, free money, the flying private jet. So let's see what our viewers say too.
Okay, you guys can go through the comments and see some of the most relevant ones. Okay, let's look at the first one from up here, starting from top to bottom. Josiah, whom I guess is joining us for the first time today from Ganta City, says that Good evening. I'm closely following, he meant to say closely following you live from Nima County, District Number 1, Ganta City. I am actually getting concerned about the behavior of government towards the Liberian people.
Uh-huh.
This is a citizen talking, you know, expressing his dismay how the government is behaving towards people. So, like Paul said, elections are coming, and it's you Liberians, you the citizens, who employ these government officials. So, one like Josiah Way, I think he's now getting a second thought. Probably he voted for President Weah in the first election, because I remember when President Weah went to Ghana during the campaign, there were a lot of people, and there was this particular guy who were talking, hey, Joe, we are coming for oil. I wonder where is that guy now? When Joe, we are saying, Poke cannot build a country. He said, hey, Joe, we are coming for us. So I wonder, where is this guy now? And then let's go down. And we were talking about the 1.5 million. Mary Masoko said, wow, 1.5 million for what? And I think she got the answer. That is 1.5 million for her to do projects, as we put it up there. She was supposed to build schools. The academic part of the school will be there. Then the vocational training part will be there. And then we'll have dormitories. But the question is, okay, let's just be hypothetical, yeah? That in the first time when she received the money, she built the horses. So then the other succeeding 1.5 million that she's been getting, why is she doing it? Because she will not be building school every time. So, it's a lot of things. And then since Dolly talked about the auditing part of it is very important. I think that's what the next government coming should do, because you can't be receiving 1.5 million every year. And now let's argue that you build it. The first 1.5 million you use it to build the structures, okay? Okay, the second 1.5 million you can pay your staff over some years. So what happened to the rest of the year? Will they see 1.5 million? So let's go down further. There are a lot of comments, but some of them are so short. So yeah. Somebody said, Marie Masakwe says she's not done anything in 5 years. She have not done anything for 5 years. And it's arguably reasonable that she's not done anything. 1.5 million, that's a huge sum of money. If you take all that money back from her and put in government coffers now, that, and the government is owing workers, that can pay government workers also for some
And
money.
this gone Christmas break, people didn't take pay for 3 months, 4 months, and one person just getting 1.5 million. Something is just wrong. There's no medicine in the hospital. Paracetamol, you can't find any other clinic over there. But one person getting 1.5 million. It's just
But
wrong.
do you
Okay,
hear
and
me?
this one
Yeah,
is a bit controversial. Chandler Brown says, what's wrong with her being a Liberian? Nothing's wrong with that.
yeah, she had to go
This is the wife
declare.
of the president.
The thing is, if you read on this Cloud Weir, the spending on her is like her net worth is about $8 million US. Do you know that?
My man, the president worth
Since
80,
when?
he was worth what,
Since
86
when?
million, right? So that family was worth that amount from day one, Charlie Kinton. So are you talking about somebody who worth
I
80?
want Chima to answer my question. Chima says when she be.
Sorry?
Chima says when she work
No, I just recently know her herself as a person. It's just she worth about 8 million. That's what I heard
Right.
recently. I read
Oh,
about.
yes.
Well,
As a
anyway,
person,
I think that
net worth.
let's not sway.
Oh yeah, since
Since when?
2022.
We
Since
can just throw things out.
2022.
This
Okay. This is where my money going, Jamal.
Since
Sorry.
Yeah, and that's why your government, the next government that will come, our Liberian government, the next one that will come, whoever is president,
leave
must
please.
make sure that
I want to understand what Chima is saying.
What I'm saying, no, what I'm trying to
Chima,
say here is
I
like
didn't
the
get you.
money. What the money? Do you hear me? Do you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yes.
now.
Yeah, the money
Yeah.
that she's accumulating from the government. I mean, she's not doing anything with the money. Eventually, she turn it into a private funds. That's what we are saying. That's what we should be questioning here, and we should be questioning the people that are making sure that you receive those money. And if you have done 1 year, consider the government of Liberia gave her the money to carry on a project. Let's agree that she's a contractor. For instance, consider she's a contractor. She should be giving account of the money spent. Nothing has happened. So if you see that the 30,000 given to these various legislative House of Representatives is that to silence them, so there will not be these little things that are happening on the ground from the first family, so they should be receiving the full money. That's why nobody's talking. Can you imagine? Are Liberians so dumb? Are those House of Representatives and senators are so dumb that they can't argue this 1.5 million? That's my question I'm asking. Why are they questioning this for 1.5 million? They just sat there for complete 5.5 years. And they just putting money into the woman comfort, just giving her 1.5 million every year.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Well,
Why is that
one thing I
happening?
was
2022 now she worth that amount. You
Yeah.
see?
one thing I will say again, and this is what I always say: Liberians hate themselves because something either you, Chemal, or Paul said that these people are not taking pay, and no one is demonstrating on it. No one is talking about it.
Yeah.
They're harmonizing their salary. But yet, when you say come out and let's speak out and say you are tired suffering, everybody sit home. So at the end of the day, too, as much as the government is not doing anything, what are the people themselves seeing for themselves? Because they have to speak out as well. And they cannot rely on us that live outside of Liberia to speak out for them all the time, every day. And even when we do it, they don't even move. So the people of
Yeah.
Liberia should take upon themselves is their responsibility to make their life better because they are the one living Liberia. They are the one who work. They are the one who's supposed to enjoy the resource of the country.
Well said.
You and I sit here,
Oh,
we work and we pay our tax to this government, and we enjoy the resource of our tax pay when we paid. So they should be the one to stand and say, listen, enough is enough. We have gone for months. We didn't even take pay for Christmas. Yet this woman can 1 million. You could have paid all
so
the ministry without a amount of money.
my final cut on this one would be exactly what you saying, Sis Dolly. But um, Liberians, you know, there is one group of people that I don't understand. Liberians would rather suffer for other person, they will fight for other people than fight for themselves. This is one thing I have seen. No, um, this is certainly one behavior that we have to get away from. That we sit and we take in a lot of things, and some of our with that suffering. It's like, you got a bad marriage, and you in a marriage, you can move from there, but then you say, let me just be there. Let me just take it. That Liberian people. And this is how the war came in Liberia in the first place. Well, we took so much from JJ Rawatan, all we took so much until people just got fed up and we say, okay, let's just die one time. That's what happened. And so Liberians have come back to that same old point that since they fought 15 to 20 years of war, different series of war, they say, okay, we tie on now. So, I'm not inciting people, but since Joe came to power, this government has done a lot of things that that is justifiable to bring war or to do anything. But the people say no. We tie with it. Let's just wait. Not go to the battle. But nobody can guarantee that when we go to the ballot box, the people will make any changes. Because these are Liberian people, I know them. And Liberian people, I think if you are not learning anything, you should begin to learn. Because there is nothing more anybody can do to you to know that your rights are being trampled upon. So having said that, let's move on.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's summarize this. And for some people just joining, the topic here is about Claria getting $1.5 million in a budget that she have not shown anything what she have done with that money for the past 5 years. And then all of the blue, pretty soon there'll be a lot of structure surfacing because election around the corner. And people should be mindful because looking at furniture that is being displayed does not guarantee you the people been stealing from you for the past 5 years. Why? Why now she haven't been audited? For 5 years, she getting 1.5 million. The common teacher cannot get paid. You think our police officer cannot get paid? The security operator don't get paid. but this woman is sitting pretty on 1.5 million every year. What is that? Then some kind of funny building will come out, and then people say, "Oh, this man doing well. Let's give you another 10." This is wrong. And by the way, Jamal, she yet to go to the Supreme Court and declare as a Liberian. She not even a Liberian. She have not been employed by the government of Liberia for her to be on any budget.
All right, that's another point of discussion. I think I agree with you guys. I think my worry is about where our money is going right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the point.
So
And
having said that, just before we transition, let's display this particular comment by Joseph Conto. Joe Conto is saying the Liberian people that they are the one he's referring to. They sit there and complain against the opposition, that the opposition are not speaking out on their behalf. And this is exactly what Sis Dole and I was saying. These people, they would rather sit down and suffer inwardly, something happening to them, and they don't talk. But then they say, okay, let the opposition speak. When the opposition organizes in a rally, like we are tired of suffering, then some people say, me, I'm not going there. You see, simply because it will not, it will not glorify the innocence. So, we are our own problems. And I don't know how can we get rid of that, but we have to learn at some point. Okay, so with all of this, the Liberians are indeed in need of somebody who will redeem this country. Mr. Cummings came in 2017. He entered a race for the first time, and he did his best compared to most of the political parties that have been here for forever and ever. And people say he got 70% of the vote, which is quite well enough compared to some people that have been there for years. Okay, and Mr. Cummings is still making efforts to redeem this country. But his efforts again are being undermined by some people whom he trusted or he's trusting. And people will say, why is it that Mr. Cummings is bringing all of the other people from the past to the government? And Mr. Cummings could not come to Liberia and create a new set of people to open a box and put them out and say, you're good. The same Liberian people will say, but he met people on the ground, and in fact, they are accusing the ANC of being elite. They say, these people came from abroad, or they live abroad, they think they are better than us. So Mr. Cummings goes down there on the ground and try to pick the same people and mix them up. Then they say, the man going to the old people. So tell me, how is this man going to rule the people, and he will bring new set of people? And from where? I live in Norway, but I'm not new. I'm not a new person from Liberia. I was in Liberia. I'm a Liberian. Okay. So if Mr. Cummings will take me, Dolly, and Jamel, and Paul, and carry them, are we not Liberians? So it's impossible. But the same people that Mr. Cummings is going to bring them on so that they can build this nation and bring this necessary change that we all are craving for. They are the same people undermining Mr. Cummings. And one of them happens to be a gentleman who is accused as being a prime suspect in the We Are Tired rally, $70,000 that got missing. And this gentleman is by the name of Simeon G. Williams. Since a day before the December 17 rally, that will be around December 16 precisely, this money got missing, and he too got missing. There was no information about him, except that Mr. Martin Kohler, for whom he was driving, said that this boy made away with the money. He did not, nobody heard from this boy until recently. He surfaced on Spoon Television or Spoon Talk Show to quote unquote get his side of the story. And we all listened to it. It was widely broadcast everywhere. Okay. That he said he doesn't know about the money. He did not get any money from Martin Kohler to keep, and he didn't know about if he all got any money. It was $100 that Martin Kohler gave him, saying he has been pleading with him to leave and go for a medical checkup, and now he's in the sick bush. But just a few days after that revelation on Spoon, there was a new video, or audio recording that surfaced. And some of us are not specialists on audio recording or voice, analysis. But clearly, the voice resembles that of the guy, Senior T. Williams. Okay. And in this audio, or if you listen to this audio, you know that the guy, I'm not the authority to say that he took the money, but he knows something about it. Hmm? So, Paul, you want to be kind enough to roll this audio so that we all would listen to it, so that our audience will listen to it and we all analyze it together?
Okay, please listen. They don't save money on the street here. However, where you are on the street, you save money to somebody. And that's how I look at it.
All the money sent for the
Yeah, so the bureau, you need to go to the bureau. Yeah, so I don't know. Jerry, honest, how expensive, man. Yo, what's this? When it's seriousness, when it says, $150, it's $200 on the side.
Huh?
It's $200.
I wish I.
I'm fine, though. I just decided not for it. It's expensive.
Okay.
Seriously, it's expensive.
Yo, in a royal can say that royal how all the people can say all country and how.
Yes. On the side, it's for us. On the side. Did you get one you got to somebody, the person beat on a labo? You go on the US? And I come in Kwazu.
Oh. The Hannah, it's too much.
The place. Baby, and put the water that drinking. That's private.
I say so minimal water the boy drinking. If you take time for that man go there, you drinking have a minimal water. If you slow down. Yeah. Yeah.
I bought my water in like I put it in my bed.
I see.
The Pharaoh. I've been a loud foolish man. For people to hear that deal for me, then I go down low. Whereby it was not a total upon the call, but the all around as that number. So that I accept it as that number. Then everyone hear me. Go down low and take it. And to make work out of me. What's the use of you calling my ass on that? So it's so I got that is not one person here, right?
I see.
It's not one person.
Okay.
It's not one person.
And team working.
It's not one person. I want to be that carry with not one person. Four person here, what are they? Now I don't that one friend when I call it one day, when I call the person name. And they are selling never post me.
I see.
That the number will be posted. Why they cannot post it on their own the party?
Yeah, page.
Social.
I said on the water party page.
You saw it there?
No.
Big person. You get your child to push one and also to say, oh, I sacrifice my child, you get away?
No. Yeah. What are you must say, Rudy? I want to eat someone. I said, I want to take care. What now, Rudy?
You look at it. Look at it, this year. And the nigga, okay. Okay. So this guy, he was in the zoo bush. He went for spiritual healing. Nobody knew it whereabouts. He heard this news 7 days ago, but then there was a secret recording from this girl that got him to confess that he's somewhere, but he can't call the place name. So he admitted that 4 persons were involved, but he can't call name. But his name keeps surfacing. What do you guys think?
Something he said that they can never post it on the website on the website or the page because they know what's up. And he said again something about sacrificing your baby, and he will not want to be the one to be sacrificed. So it's difficult to say, but I don't think he would sit there and say things there was no facts in, although he's a liar because he came
Yeah.
a lie on Spawn TV. So it's difficult to believe what comes out of his mouth. But if you just want to take yourself out of the lie on Spawn TV and analyze it, this guy took this money when border before we got to know about it. Because he got a motorbike, whatever. So from the time they noticed the money, so
Sister, you
it's
break
just
up.
something that for me, my brains is working like I don't think it's one person. It's a lot of people involved. But it's you people, it's not me.
Yeah.
You keep
Sis Dolly,
on
your line.
what
Do
do
you
you
hear
say,
me?
working.
I think Sis
Sister,
Dolly, your lines.
you
Okay.
break it in, says Dolly. Yeah, Jamal Flo, why she
Mhm.
break it?
Yeah. No, she's still on the floor, I think. Paul,
No,
I
go ahead,
think,
Jamal, go ahead.
okay, thank you very much. Thanks. You know, what Sis Dolly just said is something to take into consideration. While this case is under investigation, it's hard to conclude. This guy's a speaking man, a free man right now. He's not under any interrogation. He's not saying any, I mean, he's not under any, how do you see that? He's not being under any duress. He's talking freely. So whatever comes from his mouth, if you can pick something from there, look,
Mhm,
senior and experienced investigator will
mhm,
pick something from that guy and will tell you something's right there. There are some fact in his
mhm.
statements. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because he said he won't call names, but 4 person was involved.
Mhm,
Yeah.
And
mhm,
he's not in the country. He won't tell where he is. So, like what this dog just said, which also I just picked on, this guy left the country before the news broke. He left the country
Yeah.
before the news broke. And we say the money is not at that level, but you will consider as it is. It's not that 70K because probably they share it. Because whoever was involved share the money, he got his bait, and he will not go. He will not go broke. He's not stupid. So the thing is, I just like we just give our own perspective, personal, individual perspective on the case. But as it's on investigation, I hope they can really thoroughly investigate and get to book who is involved. But I
Yeah.
doubt it because the way it's going now, we've seen these. If the $16 billion went into vein, this one, I'm not sure whether this is going to come to. We're going to have a full investigation into this. If we can investigate for $16 billion and many other things that happen in our country, the death of patient couples and many other in Liberia, we don't have that experience. People to do investigation in Liberia, to forensic investigate and come out to find it and say who is in how intelligent. They may know they may have the skills, but they don't have the equipment or the tools to do it. So that could be another issue. So there are a lot of things we're just going to be talking this over platform and in the air. And at the end of the day, it's just going to go in thin air. That's my worry right now.
So, but then Jamal too. So, is that because of we don't have the sophisticated police or that will pick him because we get or how they call it Interpol or where if in a neighboring country he can be picked up with part of Air Force. Is
Yeah,
that
I think,
something?
yeah, what are you saying from that sense is like it has to be the people, like if the people, the authorities, those and the CPP really, really want to investigate
Yeah.
and get a
Is
hold
it
on
that
things.
Interpol something, Paul? Liberia is not even paying their bill to the Interpol.
No,
So
no. What I'm
It's
saying here, they can get
What about
private.
Air
They can
Force, the
get private
region?
investigator
you're not
involved
paying
into
your
this.
bills.
They can get private investigator involved into this if they want to, and they can get the facts on this. But who is going to do that? And if it's something is proper, some information is there, you and myself don't know,
Yeah.
and so we don't know. And what's happening right now is like this guy's far off. They know where he is. Look, for that telephone conversation, you can pick that guy line. That's the first thing in this time. At this
Yeah.
time, you know exactly where he is,
Yes.
and that lady know where he is.
Yeah.
But
Spoon
I will
knew.
tell
Let
you
me just
something
say
though. Let me give my take on it. I will tell you something though. The boss appearance on Spoon, it was after this video had been recorded. He left Liberia. The moment he left, I think this audio rather, I think the girl did call him. I don't know which one of them called her friend, but it was immediately he left Liberia. Did you listen to him? The girl said, "Oh, the boy bringing mineral water." He said, "I bought my water from Liberia because he had been. We talk about December 16. So
The
he had been in a place for. He didn't carry a whole carton of water on here that he had been drinking from December 16 until the audio leaked just 2 or 3 days ago. So it was before he even appeared on Spoon. Now, but let me give you from the initial stage when I got this information, I've been one man who was very little bit careful and skeptical about how the whole incident would have occurred. Okay? And some skepticism that probably sent this boy have been talking to his boss about his sickness to leave. And then all along the boss are not, allowing him to leave or giving him money to leave. And then that very day, the boss gave him $100 according to him to leave, and then the money got missing, knowing fully well that this boy wants to go to sick bush. So the money got missing under that mysterious circumstances. I'm not pointing accusing fingers, but somebody might have wanted to use that opportunity and say, well, since this boy is leaving, this is the right time to say, okay, when he left, he escaped with the money. And say he would not be in the country, nobody will be able to trace him to know about this money. So we can shift the blame. I'm just being this skeptical person I am. That I know. So there were a lot of things, a lot of conspiracy theories going around. And then he himself said that it's a teamwork. And I want to believe. Let me tell you one thing. Nobody was questioning this boy. Nobody was investigating him. He was talking to somebody that he confided in. And he said it's a teamwork. Hmm? He said, I will not be poor, or I will not ask to pay to be broke. But even though it's not the whole amount they're talking about, but he got a good chunk of it. So if somebody was giving him a good chunk, and I know the board has to pay, let's weigh it. That the boy will see 70,000 and say, okay, I know I want to steal it, but let me cut a chunk of it and go. No, he might have taken the whole thing. He could say, okay, let me take the whole thing. But it was set in a way that, okay, my man, get your cut and leave. When you go, don't call me. No matter what they do not call our names. Okay. So let's look at it all kinds of ways. Because he said it's not the whole amount. And there are other people involved. So who could be those other people? Because the money was in possession of certain people. Okay, before it got missing. So let's look at it that way. I don't know how you guys feel.
Yeah, so Linford, that's what I was saying. Say, Air Force is just there in the region. They are free movement. Police can pick up anyone anywhere in any other Air Force country. Police director or police CRD boss can send message to another police person in. It happened with when Henry Costa was running away. They stop him right there. So the police are in contact. So if they want to pick up this guy, they can, wherever, if he in a neighboring country, they can send picture around, say one this person. They can do that.
Well, depending if CPP want to continue with the case, that's
Yeah,
if
but
they want to continue with the
CPP,
investigation.
they reported the case to the police.
Yeah, but okay, let me come in on that part. Um, I heard somebody, I think Jima giving analysis of what happened with the $16 billion and nothing came out of it. But let me tell you one thing. There are two sides of this identical case. One, the ruling position and the other side of the opposition, they want to use it against the ANC, the CPP, to use it against Mr. Cummings, that Mr. Cummings want to come to power as president, but within his own ranks, things are happening, and he cannot stand up to make correction, or he's not able to control his own group. So they want to use it as a weakness on Mr. Cummings' part. One. The second part of it is that this money in question is not government money, it's private money. So whether the police, our police, who will never conclude any investigation, wants to follow it or not, if the police come and say, well, or CPB, we found a man, we able the case, the CPB can say, the first thing, the CPB got in its rank, the people who possess that money, Martin Kola, okay, is one of the prime suspects. As we speak, no, for me, I don't know, but if I were in power in the CPB, Martin Kola will not be a free man walking. He will be arrested. I would have tell him what to the police. Okay, so Martin Kola is there, and then other people who are there. So this case will never be like the $16 billion case. Trust me, because it's a private money. If our national police cannot do anything about it, I think the CPP will have to pursue it. Okay, but like I said, this money, they want to use it against me. They want to use the whole scenario against Mr. Comey to review that he's weak.
Yeah, on that ground, I want to tell you something. Say before say dollar come in. You know, the against Mr. Comey when I is we groundless for the fact that we understand the last time when the president was out of the country for the 8 days. We understand it was reported that 200,000 US dollars was absconded by the security officers. So if they can take away and they broke into the office, into his house and took his televisions and clothes, the president's house, why will you have a case against Mr. Comey? Mr. Comey was not even in possession of the money, was not even at Mr. Comey's home. So that won't be a case. That would be groundless for me. I mean, the point is like, it's a private money. The second point, I agree that they may not want to pursue the case because it's an opposition case. It's not in their interest to pursue the case. They have nothing to gain from there. So it would be like, okay, you lose your money. It's up to you. Go look for it. So that's what I'm saying. The money issue may go somewhere. We only talk about it at some point. They may not get any good result because those authorities, except we pay another, and if you want to take private security, you got to pay up to 50 to 60,000 US dollars to bring private security involved. To look for money, to look for that 60, 70,000. Yeah. So it's not going to be too much expensive. It won't make any sense to investigate that further. So I'm just thinking, eventually this money you're going to get a dead end. That's what we're looking at.
Okay,
let me just say something.
We'll continue the discussion, but let's look at some more comments here.
Since the other want to say something.
Let me finish. Let me finish, and you can continue. That's why I was sitting and listening to all you guys and kind of smacking on my face. The first thing I must say, I'm disappointed in CPP. Highly disappointed in CPP. That means ANC and stuff.
Why?
Why would anybody in this? Let me learn. Why would anybody in the right mind in this age and time carry a man around that cash on them? Why? Where have you seen that? That you carry that amount of cash on you? What are you going to buy? Going to do that you cannot pay? You cannot give people checks or pay people. Elaborate. Now we have mobile money in Liberia. People buy mobile money and they will get the money. So the whole thing for me is just a complete, I can say, spider story. That ANC, CPP will sit down and take out that kind of cash and give it to somebody and say, carry around. Yeah, wake up, man. We're talking about change here. Let's do the change we're talking about. That's my input.
Okay, but we'll come back. Let's read a couple of comments here. Joe Conto, as usual, a little bit controversial. He is saying that, as a matter of fact, a lady on the tape or on the phone with Mr. Samuel G. Davis implicated herself in a case by asking the accused as to why he didn't give her the code when she gave him the bag the money was in. So I don't know how the lady will be implicated. I come to $6. I say, okay, please hold my glasses pack. Okay, then I go. And then after a while, I said, okay, give my glasses pack. I leave and go. How will she be responsible? She doesn't know. I mean, what's inside? I'm not trying to keep it for me.
No. The remark she made, she said, why he didn't give her a heads up. So if he had
Yes.
given her
Exactly.
heads up, she was going to go along with him.
Yeah.
But so can we arrest her? I mean, can we hold her responsible? Because he is saying that the
She's,
woman
of
is
course,
taking
if she had
herself.
the chance, she was still as well. So she just, I don't know, she'd be arrested. I think it should be somebody that nobody would want to interact with her. If she have
Exactly.
given the
That's the
chance,
point.
she was
But
still as well.
I think from all indication, we gotta be very grateful to this lady that at least she was able to
But
because she
Leopold, that
yeah.
lady how Bernie said, "Oh, if I knew to, because she gave the money to him. If I
Yeah,
knew to, I come and go."
Stephen Sieg made God laugh,
That's why
right?
she leaked. That's why she leaked this thing.
Exactly. She did that. That she.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently
Stephen
maybe he had
Sieg.
promised her he didn't send the money, and then she saw him on Spoon TV. That's why she leaked this tip.
Uh-huh.
He said that this tip, he was
Interestingly,
the very minute he left. So maybe he
interestingly,
had
Joe
promised to send her
Control,
some money, and he didn't send it. So she leaked the tip.
yeah, interestingly, Joe Control is saying that there are three different separate recording on this guy. I haven't heard the other ones. So,
Wow.
but Joe Control, if you'll be generous enough to drop us the other one, then we can get it. But Yumotro Kringa says, really? I've never heard this recording. We just listened to, haven't heard the other recordings. You see, so I mean, if this guy is saying that there are other recordings on him, probably there are many. I mean, I would love to have
No,
some
no,
of them.
let me think. I listened to Seku. Seku has a very long recording of this guy and this girl conversation.
Hmm.
Seku. He
Conan.
has a very long because he has even cut them. Maybe that he has cut them into sectors. Maybe that's what he's talking about.
No, it's
Mhm.
a scene recording here, and he just called it. I didn't let it in.
Okay.
Okay, Joe Control said, Mr. Goa, the case was reported to the Liberia National Police. The
Yeah.
National Police is responsible for investigating crimes, for forwarding the perpetrator to court to face. Yeah, we agree. But how effective is our police? This police is a government institution. Under this police or under this government, we have had several cases ranging from theft to murder. And this police had never, at least once, for God's sake, come forward with any of the culprits. All they say, investigations are continuing. Just a few days ago, they were displaying arms. And they said the next day, and in a civilized society where you raise this alarm about arms being arrested, okay, that you have to continue, it's expected that at least every 1 day, if not every 2, 3 hours, every 1 day, you will come and tell the people how far you've gone. Have you had any investigative report? Have you had any press conference coming from the police? They said the container was under their custody. Do we know what was the rest of the items in the container? So, this police cannot be trusted. That's my point. Okay? That's my point. And okay, so I think that's enough for the comments. So where we are now, the question is, do we believe that there are other accomplices to Mr. Simeon? I mean, will be just our opinion. We're not trying to point fingers, but it's just our opinion. Listening to the video, I mean the audio. Do we believe that there are or there may be other accomplices to because Mr. Simeon Williams had already indicted himself. He had admitted that he
Senior
took the money.
Davis.
Yeah. So, and he said that it's a teamwork. So should we believe him because it came from his mom? Nobody said he said it. So can we conclude that Mr. Simeon first, Mr. Simeon is the doer of the act because he's the man on the run, and then secondly that there are other accomplices to him.
He established that in his audio. There are other people involved. So, but
Right?
he's the one that the name been put forward
Can we
until he
speculate?
is, yeah, until he is called. Then he will call the rest of the people names.
Yeah, but reasonably thinking, can we speculate?
But he said it in audio. The
Yeah,
other
but can we
names involved.
speculate who is who they were, or
No,
who
we
he?
can't because we don't know. It could be anybody,
For
maybe.
me, I'm not going to speculate. But if I use my common,
Yeah.
I'm not. But if I use my common sense, I would say
Uh-huh.
those who were in charge of the money are to be held responsible.
The people who he was very close to, right?
You know,
But leave for
yeah,
leave
Those
for
who are in charge of that money.
Leave on one for to push to somewhere to make some statement. But if you want for to get something out of it, I will tell you something. First and foremost, we have to look for the audio analyst to find out is that really Simon Williams speaking first. Identify that, clear that out. Is he the one that's speaking on that video?
Davis. It's Simon
David,
Davis.
right? Sorry. Simon
Yeah,
Davis.
Davis, yeah,
Is he the
yeah,
one
that
I'm
would
looking
be
at
Davis.
speed on you need to very identify his voice if he's the one. Clear that out first. Second, where did he get his money from? Where did he know where the money was? Because $70,000 can't just be like a job drop in the office like that. Nobody knows about it. So he has an idea the money was somewhere. Will he be left alone in the office and just go away and just be left alone, be trusted to leave the money on him? There are a lot of things to come out. Investigators will be doing a lot of job for guys. But let me tell you something. It will not be fair for him and other people to come to a conclusion here to say that, some other people are involved. It could also be doing it in a sense like, to get and say like, well, there was a game where it could be other people within the office that were not even members of the top guys, or maybe thinking about that they were involved. Other team member can say, well, man, I've seen it in the Liberian Civil War. Some guys who really absconded with a lot of money, they were not member of the office, but the staff, just common staff member. They planned this and they took the money away. When the person left, they knew that they'd been planning for months. They packed it and they end up somewhere in different country. Right. So it could be like this being planned by him or other people in the office for a very long time. Just finding an opportunity for Martin Kula to leave, they will just pick up the money. But Martin Kula remains the principal suspect because he was having the money on any investigation. But what you would do to this David guy, Simon Davis, he will be the state witness. Then he will be coming up to tell you more information. That's how it's go.
Okay, let's look at this statement. Joe Control is saying that he doesn't think anybody was involved. But if nobody was involved, the guy said he clearly told the woman that it's not a total amount they're talking about, but at least he got some.
But he could be making it up. That's why he could be making it up.
Jamal.
Okay, so then how can we be sure? Then how can we be sure?
Leave hold on 1 second, please. Leave hold on 1 second, please. Jamal, the money was not left in the office. To him to take to the car. So this girl who is on the phone with was told to give the money to him to take to the car.
So okay, I'm just getting to hear that one.
Was that on the recording? I didn't hear that.
No, it was not on the recording. I think because they said there are 3 different recordings on this.
The money was not taken from the office. Yeah. If you listen to what's his name, Martin Kula, it came out of Martin Kula's mouth. Martin Kula said there was a lot of crowd outside people was coming, and so he went to tell them for the crowd to do something with the crowd, and so he told the girl to take the bag and with the money inside, give it to the boy and to give it to the driver. It came out of Martin Kula's mouth. So it was not in the office and was taken from his office. No, he ordered to give the money. So the girl herself said it, but why you didn't tell me when I gave you the money? Because she only confirmed what Martin Kula said.
So when the girl talk about the code, that's say you want to run away with the money, why you didn't tell me?
Thank you. Right now you grab it.
It was the same girl that gave him the money.
Yes.
The girl was. Oh, wait. No, I'm getting this straight. The girl that was on the phone with him, that's the girl that gave him the money.
That's the girl. That's why she angry now to bring the recording out because they got a peer on spoon. He meant to send her something. And
I thought that was a girlfriend. That's what I've been thinking.
No, that the girl now rubbing this, but then we join you so I can kill your dog, so I can get some of the money. So you're making out a joke. That's the girl.
And like you, Jamal, you, the money's in your office. Then you're telling me, darling, please take the money to Linford in who is the driver. So I take the bag of money and give it to Linford. And so after when I gave you the money, why you didn't tell me this thing was going on? Because this thing was explained by Martin Kula when he said that the money was the girl was given to the driver to put in the car. So it was not taken from in his office. Right. No.
Right. Okay, so then can we agree with Joseph Conto that no one else was involved with this money that he bought to all? Because if the girl who took the money to him did not know the code meaning that he are playing his mind to steal his money, right? That's a code right there. Okay.
Yeah.
So
what
this
if
girl
this
did
thing
not
will
know,
be
and the guy just
what
delivered
if
the
the girl
money to me.
were not part of the plan? Because she was not
Huh?
part of the plan. She didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, but that's okay. So who
It's
possibly
not rocket
would
science to
he
figure
have
that out.
planned this thing with?
But I mean, leave for stop the thing. I won't steal.
Man.
Uh-huh.
I won't plan it with nobody.
Okay,
The
but
man,
then, no, but Paul, you're not getting my point.
listen
And
now.
that's why, because Joseph Contoya wrote that nobody else was involved with the money. Only the guy took all the money. But he tried to make a story that it was 4 people. So I'm trying to read between the lines. So if indeed the money is in this bear, Martin Kula says, let's say the girl named Mary. Mary come for the money and take it to Simeon. Then Mary take the whole bag of money and give it to Simeon, right? So in this instance now, it's Simeon alone, Mr. Simeon did this, who had this money. Mary took the money to him. Mary said, I didn't know, read his mind, I can't run away with the money. So should we agree with Joseph Control here that nobody was involved with the money? The guy is only trying to make a story that there were 4 people involved. Because he was the last man who handled his bundle of money and then he left. So who else he share it with?
But
Well,
So,
I
so
would,
before
We
Jamal
don't
come
agree.
in,
We don't have to
a
agree
man say
with
other people
Joseph Control.
involved.
That's own opinion. So everybody don't have to agree with Joseph Control
Exactly.
opinion.
He's the man that was giving the money. And he
right.
said other people involved. He's not in the country.
Mhm.
He might have divided if somebody took you to the boat or something. So it may be they all got their share. But I've seen something in Liberia. Some group of people sit down and say, oh my man, don't ask to pay. Yeah, you better give it. Those people that will give advice, maybe there are the people too that have little things. So he might have taken bulk of the money.
Hmm.
So it's just my opinion. But he's the
Yeah,
last
see,
person.
everything we say here, we are just creating conspiracy theories. And then for me, I think what we should be basing on is what he said in that audio, that indeed he took some of the money.
He took
Yeah.
the money. Now he took the money
Linford,
until the investigation is over.
for
Linford,
me, let me just say something and maybe we can move to the next. To learn from
Don't I know why your internet is so
it's
in
bad.
the internet
Liberia,
gave
as much as the country is poor, because you sense me, you
Your
I
internet
research
is
my
so bad.
to blame.
Oh, you blame me? Okay, sister.
I hear you now.
is it freezing now? Is it freezing Norway right
Yeah,
now?
That's the cold weather. I mean, they put get ice over their
no, yeah,
buildings.
it's cold. The weather is cold, but there's no snow. Oh no, the ice, everything is gone away. No, Paul send me the YouTube link because that's why I'm having problem. I have to share the video from my phone. He didn't send me the Facebook
Okay.
link. He sent me the YouTube.
Oliver Chair is requesting a replay of the audio.
What I was seeing is
No, but
that no, I don't want to. But what I was seeing is that we should learn from this as an organization, as a country, as a nation, as people. We should learn from this that we should not go around with such amount of cash, because now in Liberia, as much as Liberia is a primitive Liberia as it is now, people can be paid with mobile wallets, mobile money.
Yeah,
So there was no reason to carry those cash around. No reason.
yeah.
No
Yeah,
I
reason.
but
agree.
we
Once it's
also got
mobile
to
money, you get your
understand,
money.
we got to look at time factor, time interval, or
It's had nothing to do with time factor. No.
So that
Just stop
sister
this thing.
is
If
right.
we have to, no, the time factor, mobile money is mobile money. It's just like VIPs. You get VIPs, you get your VIPs. So there's nothing to time factor. It's
but
yeah,
a matter
somebody
of
get
seconds.
15,
Money is
somebody
the
get
hottest
15
thing right
now.
now. It's the VIPs.
it also raised a lot of eyebrow with the money issue because how will this guy knows that there was some money in that bag, or how did he know about it?
Exactly so.
How did
Oh
he know there
no,
was some money? It could be
he
given the bag
no,
without anything.
listen
Because
now,
it's a lot
listen.
of money to carry around, Jamal.
The guy is a driver to Martin Kula, and the according to him, he even used to go to Martin Kula to eat.
It
When
doesn't
they finish
matter.
working, they can go there late in the night, will eat, and then no, I mean everybody,
It does not matter. It does not matter with the money issue. That's the people money. You
no,
don't.
but he got to know. He has got to know. He's so close to Martin because he has
Well,
got to
he may
know.
have been planning. He may have planned this thing
No,
for a
I
very
agree
long
with
time with other
Jamal.
people.
I agree with Jamal. That he's your driver. These are people hard-earned money. He shouldn't have told anybody he had the kind of money
No,
around him. So I
Yeah.
agree with you, Mal.
how will
Give
you
the
say no
money to
because
the
it's driver? It's
driver
not
to
a
put in
personal
the
money.
car. The driver said,
Those are
"Oh,
people.
heaven, heaven open. Thank you so much." He gave it. He left the key.
Okay,
Said, "Bye bye."
all the discussions, I got, we used to have the old man, I mean, the former chief of my town, he had a big rubber farm, and he used to sell a
Joseph want
rubber.
to give a call, guys.
I could, huh?
Joseph, it's being explained a conference. Joseph,
Okay. Then he
Joseph
called
Conto.
in.
Okay, but why Joseph is calling, I want to hear the total song. I still remember the old man. Every time they say a rubber, you're making all the breakdown. You see me, I just want to hear the total. Whether you're bought gas, I just want to hear the total. So here now, let's look at the Martin Kula involvement. So you think Martin Kula, he want money, that he will take a whole bag of money and give to the boy, and then if the boy running away, he'll go divide the money and leave Martin, or what you do? Me, I'm not accusing you, but let's see what happens. So me, Martin will just miss all the whole
Liver,
money. Yeah,
liver. Go figure that one
yeah.
out. We here for that one. The people decide what they want to do with the money. They bring up some up money bad at all.
Okay. But the boyfriend said no. He
Because
said, well,
the whole
plenty.
thing was just being careless. It was being very, very
The only thing I got here,
irresponsible.
yeah, the only problem I have, or not problem, but Martin is not. He's running for representative for District 6, and
Mhm.
this could cause him that. And that's
And
how
I
I
wish it
see it.
cost him that.
Okay.
I would
So,
say I wish it cost him that.
Wow.
Because if you are in possession of other people hard-earned money that going to have a serious program, and the day before that you claim this money is missing and somebody took that money. Come on, man. Let's be realistic.
yeah.
Let's go to the next topic, please.
Yeah, roll, Linford, let's roll. Tom.
Okay. So something happened, but it's probably I don't want us to go there, but maybe we can talk about it. This will be the final thing that will take us home. We got like 19 more minutes, make it 15 minutes. The former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, is not feeling well. And we understand that he was at a hospital at JFK. And
Yeah, WA.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah. And there were reports that he's recovering. In fact, he's supposed to be headed home yesterday or so. And yesterday on Spoon Talk, Kev Hassan. So everything I'm saying here, disclaimer, it comes from Spoon Talk. Kev Hassan said the president of Liberia has volunteered to help the former vice president to leave Liberia to seek medical attention abroad. And according to Kev Hassan, uh, the president actually did reach to the camp. He used the word camp of JMB. And then the people, they accepted. They said, but under one condition that you will keep it anonymous, that the public will not know. Okay. And then probably it comes from the background where President Weah contributed to the death of the mother-in-law of GMB some time ago. And then during the election, they all had to, they had a misunderstanding and they started reviewing what they did. So probably it was based on that the camp allegedly said no. But then on Spoon Talk yesterday, Kev raised this cantankerous issue, and it wasn't easy. That was a whole discussion. But the question is, let's just speculate that the president volunteer or the government volunteer to take the VP abroad for medical attention. Was it necessary? Is it necessary? Is it his right? Is he entitled to that? Or is it prudent that the government could do that? Looking at him as a former vice president of
I'm going to be
Liberia.
let me
Yeah, move on.
let me just say the first thing is wrong. The first thing is 100% wrong because the former vice president is just like any other Liberian. So why is it he's qualified to go for treatment outside than other people? So what you're trying to tell us that the medical system in Liberia is so bad? So which we all know. So they just making it very clear to us. So if he cannot have medical treatment within his country where he has held the position of VP for 12 years. So what do you expect the layman to do? So I'm not even going to encourage this conversation to even talk about it because it's wrong on all levels. The same thing that went with what's his name with the finance minister. He sent his two bodyguard or drivers to JFK and he ain't went flew. He came back looking better than before. So what are you trying to say? We continue this thing of Liberians are not human beings, and so only the leaders are human beings. Liberians are not anything. Only the leader everything. So other people come, they have their healthcare. When they come to this country, you know how much is going to charge those residents of the country. They are not citizens of the country. So they're going to be charged 10 times the amount, and that Liberian taxpayer money. So for me, whatever what's his name, this other wild mouth open here and said on, I really feel my focus. So when will we cut this trend? When will this stop? When will we realize we need to invest in our healthcare? When?
Okay, that's a good
So
question.
nobody's entitled to take.
Immediate-
So in my opinion, he's not entitled to take anything out of that area. He's not entitled. It's not entitlement. It's not his right. If that is that means it's every Liberian right.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Dolly.
So-
Before we make it the roundtable, guys, Joseph Control is saying that he's calling and nobody's answering. Joe, I don't know which number you're calling, but
This-
if you got your phone, Joe Control, I know you're listening. If you got your phone, take your phone now. Let me repeat the number so you can dial.
so Linford, yeah.
Yeah, he wants to make a contribution. So,
Yeah,
Joe, take
Gemma,
your
can you
number.
pin the number on the screen? On
You gave me it?
The number is on the screen as you watch. Oh, probably listening to us though, because
Yeah,
the
but
number
probably
is.
can I see it? So let me pull it there. Or is um while we
Call the
while we
number. No, call the
talking?
number, Linford.
Yeah, I would
Linford,
have I
call
would
the
have wanted
numbers.
or
Call the
plus
numbers.
plus 479 450 882. Once again, plus 479 450 882. Let's proceed. Paul, what's your take on that? Does a VP have the right to accept or reject the offer by the president, or is it right for the government to make that offer to the VP?
my man.
I mean, be honest.
The government they have the right to make offer to the VP,
Uh-huh.
but remember too, this is a campaign time, and the government will use anything that will make them to stay in office. This is campaign time. They know exactly what they're doing. There was a release from minister information minister Rennie today. And I
Uh-huh.
will put it up there for you to see. It's not only Kev Hassan on phone. This is what came out today from the minister himself.
The government of Liberia has expressed concern following reports of the ill health of former Vice President Joseph Mboakai, who is said to have checked into a local hospital this week. As a statement, the political leader of the National Party, he National Party, his well-being is of utmost interest to the country. In view of the foregoing, the government has initiated contact with family members of the former vice president and offered to help him or to help in whatever way they deem necessary while Also wishing him speedy recovery. Signed, Lejewu Rennie.
Rennie.
Yeah.
So
Listen, this is a crap.
Mhm.
No, big time crap. We got a lot of issues to discuss. We
yeah,
want.
No. It may sound it may sound like crap. Like Sis Jolly
It
said.
is. It is a crap.
let's crap.
Okay, we'll come to that, but we'll have a caller here. I guess it's Chusa Konto. Hello? Yeah.
Increase
Well,
the
my
volume,
caller-
Ifo.
My name is Joseph Conto, and I'm calling from Columbia, Maryland.
Okay, Joe, let's hear you.
Yeah, for the discussion, thank you for the show, and also thank you for taking my call. On the audio recording, we have been talking about this for a while. You guys have been discussing it for a while. But if you're listening to the audio recording, that particular lady, from information that we have, works in the office of the Liberty Party, one of the offices of the Liberty Party. She works there. She's an employee there. What we are hearing, but we have not confirmed that. I haven't confirmed that yet. That she worked in the office of Mr. Musa Beliti, Chairman Musa Beliti, the lady the Jebe that were talking to him. Actually, Jebe was given the bag with the money to give it to Simeon. If you listen to the audio that I told you, there are 3 sections of that audio recording. The one that you were putting on the show today is the first part. There's a second part to it, and then there's a third part to it.
Okay, the second part we have not heard it. Could you just give us a clue as to what are some of the things in the second part and the third part?
In the second part, he was talking mostly about how he worked with Martin Kula for a long time, and then he was not getting paid, and that the money, that the same thing that he was saying about how he gave her, she gave him the bag, the coat, and what that she requested for. She knew that the money was in the bag, and the money she was asked to give the bag to him. He also stated in that recording that he had gotten a lot of money from Martin before. He had been with Martin, and Martin would get some money, and maybe 15,000 or what have you. He would give it to him, and then he would take the money, and everything would be correct. So they have built this trust over time. They have actually built the trust over time. So it's not just something that that he just got to know this man and whatever. He have been working for Martin for over 2 years now. So he said the first money that was given, he was 15,000. So there was a second batch of the money that were in the bag given to the lady that the lady gave him. But then the lady did not know that he was going to run away with the money. That's the reason why she asked about code, and she said, "Had you given the code, I was going to go along with you." So she didn't know that he was going to run away with the money. So from that point, that's where I came to conclude that I don't think anybody else was involved with that, because even himself, he stated to the woman, "Well, I didn't want you to get involved because if it come out, they were going to say, oh, you are involved. I wanted to be I alone."
Yeah, then you can enjoy later.
Later on you can benefit. I am a criminal justice. I'm a criminal justice major, and I specialize in investigation. So these things, people do things, and then they try to implicate other people. Now, if you listen to him on his interview on Spoon, he said he knew nothing about the money. In fact, his phone was off throughout because his phone was out of current and what have you. And he also indicated that he just got to know about this money 7 days prior to him appearing on Spoon TV. But that had already been debunked. On the 16th, the day the money got missing, that day was the 16th. On the 17th, he updated his profile photo with Mr. Commission's photo. On the 17th, the day of the rally. On the 18th, he also changed his profile photo to another photo. On the 19th, he took picture of his face. He hid up like this with his face and put it on his Facebook page.
So it means that his phone was actually working.
Yes, it was working. So if we add all those things up, you can connect the dot that he's still trying to implicate other people.
Okay, Joe.
What we know right now.
Okay, Joe. Let me hold you right there. Joe, let me hold you right there. As a criminal justice specialist, if you were on this case, from what all of what you have gathered and what you are saying, will you conclude that um, nobody else was involved except Simeon alone with this money, the missing of the money?
Yes, I will conclude that because for his own statement. Because the point is, he had told everybody else that he didn't know anything about it. He had told the entire Liberian community on school that he didn't know anything about it. Right? Had he gone on school and said, look, you know I know about this money, but not I alone took it, that's a different story.
Okay.
That's a different story.
Okay, maybe most of the guys or the rest of the guys on the platform would like to ask guys if any of you have anything to contribute to what Joe is saying, or maybe a question for him. You can.
Yeah. Joe, do you hear me?
Joe, do you hear Chima?
Yes, I'm hearing him.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe, Jamal here from Manchester. Thanks for coming on the show. The quick question would be like, being a student of criminal investigation, will you identify the voice to be the voice of Simon Davis? That voice on our audio. Can you compare the two?
Yes, the voice is authentic. It is.
Okay. All right. Can you from that voice? What would you think he will be talking from? And he had an interview on Spoon. You think where he sees somewhere in Africa? Where do you think your location will be at the moment?
He's in Africa, but because of the investigation, I can tell you exactly where he is. But I'm not going to say that because of the ongoing investigation, because he is a criminal and he needs to be apprehended. We don't know what the police is doing, the Liberian National Police is doing behind the scene. I mean, we can conclude that they are not doing anything, but the fact of the matter is, it is the responsibility of the Liberian National Police to investigate every criminal act that are reported to the police. They find the perpetrator, forward them to court. In fact, they have to produce all the evidence to forward the perpetrator to court so they can face justice. I heard my sister on the show saying that she blamed the CPP and she blamed the ANC because that monies were too huge for someone to carry around. It wasn't like that. What happened? The money went through a voucher system. They actually went through the voucher system to get taken from the bank and everything. The money was meant to pay people. They actually started paying the people. But the security, those that were responsible for security, they were paid already. So the $70,000, it's not all of it that Simeon stole. For what we know for now, for what we are hearing and what we know for now. Even if you listen to Chairman Musa Benitez's interview on Spoon, after the rally, he was asked how much the money was that were given to how you call him, Martin Kuna. Mr. Benitez said the money was a little bit, that the particular money they're talking about on that day was a little bit over $50,000. And then Martin Kuna himself said he had some money in the car, including the money that was given that day. The young man took everything. That's what was stated. But when they went through, there's an ongoing investigation, internal investigation. He did not take all that money, all the 70,000, but he took more than 80% of that money because some of the money have already been spent to pay certain people, like I said, the security and what have you.
Okay, Joe. Thank you very much for your contribution.
Before Joe goes, Joe, I will still say what I said because at the end of the day, everyone in Liberia has mobile phone. Mobile money is very popular in Liberia nowadays. There was no reason, no cause for them to remove that amount of cash and moving around with it. They will have paid people by mobile money, and people have gotten the money, and nobody will have had this money missing. I will still stick to what I said.
Well, again, then I would disagree with you when you just make the generalization that everybody in Liberia got mobile money account. That's not true. That is not accurate.
Everyone in Liberia has
Okay.
mobile phone, and
And then,
everyone has mobile.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody
hold
has
on, hold on,
mobile
Dolly,
phone.
Let him defend his.
Mm.
First of all, if you're going to pay send money by mobile money, it means that you have to have that money on somebody's phone, that amount of money on somebody's phone.
Yeah,
do you want to risk that?
Yeah, that's the point I wanted to
Do
make.
you really want to? Do you want to risk that to have $70,000 on somebody's phone that they will use to send mobile money payment to everybody that they have to deal with? It's also a risk.
Okay, and Joe, let me just add something to what you say.
No,
Oh, like Joe said, I'm coming,
it's not
Dolly. I'm coming. You coming?
organization. This is
Yeah, let's
organization.
make it conversational. Let's make it conversational. Like Joe said, let's take Joe's word that the money went through a virtual system, and so it means that it went through a bank, collected a cash. So at this point, the money was no more in any account. The money was physical. That if I leave for go, I'm supposed to buy one bag of water, they will give me the price of that money. So and we're talking about a physical rally that was supposed to be held where the people who need to drink water will be on the field. The people who need to eat bread will be there. They will take the cash and give it
Livon,
to
let me
them.
talk. Let me talk because what you're talking is let me tell you something.
Okay.
People
Okay.
who need to drink water, you go to buy water from the supermarket or from water outlets. So I was still, and this is the problem we have among ourselves. We don't like to face and accept reality. We find ways around it. Now, what if they came as a vulture and he cashed it out? This is an organization. We should have an organization phone that pays people through the phone. That one person has the phone that we can trust, or in an office that we can trust. So if you're talking about paying people to buy water, everyone in Liberia has a cell phone. And guess what? This is a law in West Africa now. Without your phone being registered, your phone won't function. So it's easy to have a mobile money account on your phone because it's already registered. So we're not talking about individual, we're
Yeah,
talking about
we agree.
organization.
I
Let
hope
me
you
finish.
understand the situation.
Okay.
What
Let
you
me
say
let
is
me
right.
finish.
You see,
Let me finish.
let me make the thing clear so my sister can understand.
No, let me finish.
Even the money in question,
Yeah.
some were meant to buy water for the people. It's not that they were going to give them the physical cash to buy the water. They were going to buy the water, and then for it to be used for the people when they get there. But now you have people coming to the rally. You don't know the names, and people are not coming to the rally by name, where the names are written, the phone number are taken, and what have you. There was a general rally that was called for the entire 17 districts of Mossoraro County. So now, if we say, well, we have everybody should give the mobile money a number, whatever, so they can give their cash, it's also a risk against us because it can be used against us as a whole. You see, it could be used against us. So the point that
I'm confused here. I'm confused
to be
here. I'm
honest,
confused here. So what was this money meant for?
Wait, Johnny, wait. Say he's talking on the phone. Hold on. When you finish your count, you have your turn.
hold on, my sister. So the thing that we all can agree, well, they shouldn't have taken the money from the bank. They should have given to. They should have paid everybody through a mobile money system. But the point there is, when you go to the bank to have it done, because in order for you to do that, you have to have a certain phone number attached to that bank account to be able to do that. Like for here, if I'm sending money to Liberia to a mobile money account, I use my bank card to do that from my phone. So it means that whoever that will have that access to that bank account with the mobile money number attached to it to pay people, they will even steal from the bank as well. They will steal the organization money from the bank as well. So either way, it's risky. I mean, I think they chose the best way that is they thought that it would work for the organization. But it happened, people are not trusted. That's what happened. I think the best thing we all can do right now, instead of giving our opponent what they are looking for, to shift the blame on Mr. Cummings that, oh, Mr. Cummings, he got criminal around him. He cannot even control his own organization. He cannot control his money and what have you. That's exactly what our opponents are looking for. And Mr. Cummings don't have anything to do with money. He was not handling the money personally, but they want to stick it on him.
Mm-hmm.
You see? That's the only reason. But Mr.
Okay,
Cummings
can I talk now?
did the right thing by reporting the kid to the police. Like I said, internal investigation has been done. There is a report, but the report cannot be put out before the police can come up with a finding.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Joe, let Jolly come in, or probably there is something she wants to
Let me
clarify.
just say something here. I'm not good with excuses. Excuses don't do well for me. This is who I am. And at the end of the day, I will say again, it was being irresponsible. They went the wrong route. What they did was wrong. Nobody in the right mind, nobody in this age and time we live in this 21st century will move around with such a cash. Whatever way there was way people have been paid, because unless you're going to pay people individually to go for the march, which I don't think it was meant for. I think it was meant to pay for water, for this, whatever it was meant to pay people for. So it was not meant to pay whoever coming to the rally. It was meant to pay for things, whether it were t-shirts to buy, to pay the people who printed the t-shirts, whether it was a banner, to pay who printed the banner. So those things were means to pay those people without carrying around those cash. Nobody is accusing Mr. Cummings. Only a figure-headed person will accuse Mr. Cummings, because nobody will accuse Mr. Cummings and say it was his fault. No.
The opposition and the ruling position.
Everybody, the point here is that it shouldn't happen again. We should learn from this mistake, and it shouldn't happen again. That's all. So we can go to the next topic.
Okay, Joe, thank you very much. We appreciate your participation, and we also appreciate that you always on the show, and then you share the show. So we want to say thank you very much. And this is what we do here on the bottom line. We agree, we disagree, but yet we do discuss the issue to the bottom. Thanks,
Right.
and we hope that you will be with us the next time.
So, Linford, before we move on,
You know, that's what we do. We are Liberian. We want, we make mistakes. We not always agree, and that's a good thing.
Thank you.
Linford,
Yeah.
before we move on, I just want a quick announcement saying our audience stay here. I want Sis Dolly to take us through, then you move to the next topic.
That's
Sis
what
Dolly?
I actually came here for anyway.
But then we've been waiting for.
Okay, so all of our followers.
And then what you're waiting for all that time.
Now this I've been waiting for. I kept me here I left long time.
Okay.
To all of our followers and our advertisers and members and affiliates and friends of ANC CPP. Mr. Cummings will be coming to the Scandinavia, Sweden to be precise, Stockholm to be precise. This is the chance for you to ask Mr. Cummings exactly you have. And as I always say, this is not about Mr. Alex Cummings, it's not about CPP, it's not about ANC, it's about Liberia. Because at the end of the day, I always say, no matter how many passports we might own, when they ask from, they will say originally is Liberia. So we want the best for Liberia. And Mr. Cummings is coming. Come, ask him question. He's a very humble person, down to earth. Stockholm is a very reasonable city, very reasonable. It's in the heart of the city. I mean, people are very friendly people. Everybody that speaks English. Everybody in Stockholm speaks English. So you won't have a problem at all communicating, finding your way around. Everything is in English and Swedish, and so is there. Mr. Cummings is coming. So I really hope that people can. It will be in April, between the 14th to the 16th of April. So the 15th is the program where you have to ask him questions. You can meet with him and talk to him one-on-one, give him your ideas, give him your opinions. Mr. Cummings is a very good listener. He listens more than he talks. So he will listen to all you have to say, and then he will take it in. And at the end of the day, it's Liberia. So please come. Please now book your date, put into your schedule that you will be in Stockholm in April. That's the week right after Easter. and come and listen to Mr. Cummings as we all talk about the well-being of Liberia, what we want for Liberia, and what we want. We suggest that he can take away from us, and we can take away from him to build our country. Is there anything else I've got to add?
Okay, I think it's worth it, and this is something that we're going to be rolling throughout on the program, and in fact, we'll be sharing on our individual Facebook pages as well. But it reminds me when Mr. Cummings was coming to Germany last July, and that was the best thing that some of us ever had in the summer. And it happened that I was taking my holiday break in July, at least so I had somewhere to go, but it was hectic. I mean, I was away for 9 days, sleeping here, there, you know. I didn't have permanent hotel. I was sleeping here next day. I found myself looking for a hotel, but it
Why,
was fun.
why would you do that?
No,
Why
no,
would
no,
you do
no,
that?
no. The fact is that uh, I was actually supposed to visit, which is a private thing. I was supposed to visit a family in Germany, in
Okay, so
Frankfurt,
okay.
and then since I
But
was
this
passing
time,
through,
in fact, but before we go, is that this time it's easy. You can get a weekend package. Is that you let us know if you let us know if you want a weekend package. That's from Friday to Sunday, and then where the occasion is going to be held is 15 minutes from Stockholm. So the train goes like every 10 minutes, and it's just about 30 short stops. And all the hotels is right around the train station. You get in Stockholm, all the hotels, every one of the hotels is like 100 meters away, 200 meters away, 300 meters away. And there's only two hotels to where the occasion will be. That's the Scandic Hotel and another hotel. I just didn't get the name of that hotel. But at the end of the day, is going to be easy. You can get an Airbnb if you want to, which is reasonable. The hotels are reasonable. The hotels in Stockholm is from 400, so it's like for maybe $40 or 40 pounds, or maybe 35 pounds to regular rooms now. It's like from 35 pounds to maybe like 100 pounds, or maybe no, maybe 85 or 75 pounds. So if you're going
okay,
for executive
we will
suite,
be running this thing on a show for the rest of the time, and we also encourage everybody to share it on their individual pages, and then
and
we all look forward
food
to that,
entrance and food is free. Hold on one
and
second. Let me just announce it. You are not paying to enter. You are not. There's free food and free entrance, and of course, you will have free soft drinks and
but
water.
wait, says Dolly, wait, we take our time on the show. We'll bring the planning committee. We'll bring you here, and you will lay out your whole thing. So your work here behind the scene, and do not abort it.
We finished
Yeah,
everything.
you,
We are finished. We are
I'm
finished.
sitting there in front of the hole. I'm sitting there in front of the hole. I know there's something in the hole here, so I'm sitting there waiting for the thing to come outside. Now you want to come outside
No, we
quick.
are finished. We are. You are talking about Orida and Dolly. Orida and Dolly plan. We finished. We planned it already. We finished planning. What I gave you is what we have done. We finished everything.
Okay,
So
so
we have
we'll
planned
get to
it.
your
We
the
finished with it.
bottom line. Will get to
That's it.
your come
This is
and
Orida
discuss
and
this thing
Dolly.
here.
It's not
You'll
your.
tell us, you'll tell us all of the little things that we need to know. So don't worry, because we don't have much time now. So, but folks, this
Yeah.
is just exactly what's going to be happening in April. In April, we're going to have Mr. Cummings visiting us here, and we had it in Germany. It was a success, and we even look forward to the one in Stockholm. We hope it's going to be more successful. So, we hope you're going to be there. And prior to that, from now on, we'll be running a series on Mr. Cummings. Every time, all of his development agenda for Liberia, for which he wants to be the head of the government, will be bringing it to you in segments. One day we'll look at education. One day we'll look at agriculture. One day we'll look at infrastructure, which is one of his key pillars. And so, henceforth, from now on, we hope that we can cover all of that, leading to the election time. So, in a nutshell, guys, our time is fast spent. If we can just take our roundtable time, our roundtable turns to give our parting comments, starting with Jamal. Jamal has been quiet for a while. Unmute yourself, Jamal.
Thank you very much. Thank you, fellow. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the evening. It was a great show. Do you hear me, fellows?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah. From time to time, I appreciate Sis Dollar coming up and
Next
giving us
is
information
you can
about
need to
the.
mute.
I'm still muted. I'm here.
No, it's muted. Linfo is
No,
fine.
Lincoln need to mute.
He's
Okay.
muted.
All right. So thanks, Sis. Thanks for coming after a long time. We don't see you for a long time. You're always there to make the show, to add that juice to the spice of the show. And thanks for coming. And we hope to see more information about the political leader coming, the Standing Barrier coming to Scandinavia, which you seem to be heading with one of our sisters there. We're great hats off to all of you doing a great job there, and we wish to be there. We call it all those in Europe, wherever you are. If you didn't make up, I didn't go make up the trip in Germany. This time will be a big time to come to the Scandinavia, and also an opportunity to see Scandinavia. We're going to see a lot of stuff coming up, and as Mr. Leguer has said, there will be a section on the show. They will be asking the team, um, the committee, to tell us what they have in the package they have for Scandinavia. So don't go away. Always come on our show and listen to what we're going to have. I know the two great ladies going to have a great show for us, a great event for us. So it's going to be a great event. And you said she just started staying on. There's free food, free drink, free everything. So just pay your ticket and pay your bills and your hotel and get to get to Scandinavia. You're going to have a great time. So that's what I want to tell everybody. It was great in Germany. I was there for 3 days. It was great. At this time, I would love to see Scandinavia. So I will be there myself with my family. So I hope we can we all make sure our way to see the SB and make sure we support him and support Liberia in general. Liberia deserve better.
Dolly? Oh, okay, Paul. I think Paul wanted. Wait, they say women first, but we leave the women for the last. So you, Paul,
No,
go.
I just want to add something to Jamal. So for me, I know the lady we close all. I just want to add what Jamal just said. Most people that run for or the higher office in Liberia have not come to Europe, but Mr. Cummings is the one that broke that tie by visiting us in Germany. And now the Scandinavian, they never had that before. So people in the surrounding, this is the time to meet somebody who want a higher office so they can ask questions. Why this man want to run and which direction he want to take Liberia. So they have the opportunity now. So they should try and we'll work with you. I will be coming and I will encourage a lot of people to come to Stockholm for people who haven't been over there before to come and see. So yeah, we'll make the case and you'll be back here again to break down everything. What kind of food we're gonna eat? We're having palm butter with crab with case meat. You're gonna tell us later on. So yeah, thanks so much for the info, sis Dolly.
Okay. Take us home. We on
Well,
your bike.
well,
Roll us home.
I must admit, it was a nice show, really nice, a nice conversation. It was nice to disagree and agree. It was nice to share ideas. It was nice to talk about Liberia and our Liberian people and our responsibilities to ourselves and our nation. And with that being said, it comes down to Mr. Cummings coming to the Scandinavia. Mr. Cummings is the only political leader who have come to Europe, who's trying to sell his case to us Liberians who live in Europe. Europe has the second largest population of Liberians, and so he have chosen to come to the Scandinavia this time when we have a lot of Liberians too. And since Europe is just like a surrounding countries, so I think it's about time that we make use of this opportunity and get to know him more and get to talk with him and understand him and ask him because it shows that he really wants to get everybody involved because he's just not going to America or sitting in Liberia. He comes because there are a lot of Liberians who live here who can I afford to go to Liberia, but have a lot of input they can give to the country and give to the nation. So I thank every one of you guys for your hard work. I mean, you guys have been doing well. We appreciate it. We need you guys to have our back. So thank you. And we look forward to coming on and saying more about the occasion. It's going to be simple, enjoyable. It will be something you guys will talk about until death do your parts.
Wow.
Yes.
Well,
And so
I
you
can't
guys will
wait to
talk
be.
about, you always say, oh, Sweden,
I
Sweden. They
can't
will
wait to
always talk
be.
about that.
I cannot wait to be in Stockholm after 2013. I was there the last. No. 2014. Yeah, I was there the last time. But by the way, Stockholm is my city. I lived in Sweden for almost 3 years, and so Stockholm is my city. And so I love to be in
Okay.
Stockholm. The thing I like about Stockholm is the
Mhm.
nightlife. If you are kind of bold person, you idle come to Stockholm, you're gonna be alive. And so we hope to see Mr. Cummings
I'm telling
when
you
he comes.
guys,
Yeah. But so
it is.
in general, it was a good show. All of us made our good input. And the thing about this show that I like is we disagree because I mean, tell us we are 4 years. If every one of us and even identical twins do not think the same way. So if every one of us here thinking the same way and saying yes, it will be bored. Can you imagine Paul says something and say yes? Dolly say something, Jima say yes. Then you go in the circle, it'll be bored. Even the listeners will not, the viewers will not even be interested. So it's good for us because we all think differently. And let me tell you, never be take this one from me today and carry it. Never be afraid to think the way you think simply because you want to agree with somebody or you want somebody to agree with you. No, be a critical thinker. And when you are a critical thinker, people will be interested in what you say. They may not like it, but they'll be interested in what you say. So I like to be a critical thinker most of the time. So for those of you, our viewers that were with us tonight, and you are always with us, user control, Merula Mo, and the rest of you guys will say thanks a lot for being with us. On Tuesday, we're going to be here with another interesting topic. We don't know what's going to pop up, and always expect that we will come up with something interesting. And like I said, we'll have these two ladies. Orita is not here tonight, but Dolly and Orita will be here to give us one day. I'm not saying on Tuesday, but one day we'll invite them. We'll give them ample time now to plan because we're talking about April. So probably sometimes this month or early February.
We need more than one day.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they'll be coming back to
We need
tell
more
us
than one day.
detailed planning, what we expect. I just heard that there will be free food. So I don't know, free food. So I can call as many times I can call, right?
Oh yes, it's buffet. It's free food. It's buffet. Serve yourself. It's free food. You eat as you want to eat. Soft drinks, free. The
So
first one,
and,
the first
and your mother be
one of
your looking at
wines
me.
will be free. The rest of the drinks I'll buy for yourself.
Okay. Your who if you or
Huh?
you're looking at me as clean and your mother
Huh?
think I can eat you. I can eat plenty. So it's clean there. And Paul, I think Paul can help me
But let
too.
me
Paul
just
know how
say
we
for
get the
viewers
money.
in the States, leave for 1 second to our viewers in the US. I mean, it will be a chance
Uh-huh.
for you guys to come and visit Europe, especially the Scandinavia. You just need to
Right.
get your ticket and get on the flight. You don't need visa. So get your ticket, get on the flight. That's all you need.
Yeah. If you come from America, you don't need visa. And we coming from
That
here
if you
to
have an
US,
American passport. But if you have a
yeah,
green card, you have to apply. I think you
we
have to
don't
apply
need
for
visa.
visa.
So
But if you have an American
it's
passport,
very
just need to
simple
get
to
on
travel.
the flight and come.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, guys, I want to say thanks a lot, and we've done all we could
Yeah.
for this evening. And so we hope to see you back here
Oh,
on Tuesday. And the only so far, thank you. Let us say thank you for the work you've done concerning this program or the Mr. Cummings program. So we hope that you'll be
thank
here
you.
to enlighten the viewers on what to
Mm,
expect at a due time.
mm,
So, guys, Paul, you
mm.
want to take us home again?
Yeah, so I will say thanks everybody to our viewers. We'll be back here on Tuesday with another fascinating program. We might have a guest on Tuesday. So on this note, I want to leave with a beautiful University of Liberia student music, the Buka Dance.
The music of Buga dance.
When they made allé comment Bougatin ça? Ça allé